some boxers live for the knockout. Others wait patiently to strike with sudden fury. But all who enter the ring know one punch can turn the tables.
I'm pretty sure many people are just like me. They love boxing. And even more, they love when people get knocked out. So please tell me your thoughts about this video in the comments.
And turn out the lights.
We're underway. Both in gold trunks. Black gold has the black stripe. Tommy Hearns with a new short haircut, taking a little weight off the top of his head. A little less protection. That's right. There's that piston-like jab of Hearns. And Shuler has an excellent jab as well.
Tim, you have two well-skilled fighters here. They were two of our best amateurs probably in the last 10 years. You're going to see a good technical bout.
Solid shots to the body by Thomas Hearns, but Shuler stayed right there with him. Left hook back from Shuler. Another ripping left hook to the body. And a right. That moved Shuler backwards. A straight right by Hearns.
Not only moved him backwards, Tim, it wobbled him. And down he goes.
Another one. A right hand by Hearns.
Oh, that was cold and technique. That was beautiful. Be sure to hype this video up.
Well, now we know that Tommy Hearns can hit middleweights and knock them out. And boy, did he knock them out.
Tommy Hearns in the first round.
Tim, he came into this fight at a full 160 pounds. Look at those back muscles on Tommy Hearns. He looks like a light heavyweight.
Thomas Hearns at 113 of the first round with a knockout of James Black Gold Shuler. And they are quickly into a 10 to James Shuler. We've had two devastating knockouts. And James Shuler never got into the fight. A crushing straight right hand behind the left of the body did the initial damage. And then an overhand, kind of downhill right hand sent him to the canvas. Again, Dr. Flip Pomansky and actually Dr. Donald Romeo was the first to him on this occasion. But they have already indicated that he's all right, but they're exercising due precaution.
Tim, the first right hand wobbled him, and the second one, a picture-perfect right hand, ended the night for James Shuler. Perfect punch.
Thomas Hearns, well, he's done his part. It's now up to Marvin Hagler to do his. He's got to get by Mugabi to create the rematch that both fighters and both boxing fans want. Now let's go back and see the knockout. There's the right hand. That hurt him. There's the left of the body. He was already wobbling, as you pointed out, Gil. And there's that overhand right. Little short chopping shot, but perfectly aimed and delivered.
Tim, right on the button. Watch where this right hand lands. Right on the button. That says lights out, Ryan.
The first loss suffered by James Shuler after 22 consecutive wins, 16 knockouts of his own. For Thomas Hearns, he's now 41-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 1 minute, 13 seconds of the first round. The winner by a knockout and new NABF middleweight champion from Detroit, Michigan, Thomas the Hitman Hearns.
You have to respect that. You have to.
Round number 2. Alexis Arguello up at 140 pounds for the first time in his career. And Kevin Rooney again comes right out at the opening bell trying to put pressure on Arguello, and that is having Arguello retaliate very effectively and very busily.
Tim, you know, it's now Arguello's got to go to the body with that left hook. He'll dig into the body and come back to the head, because by then, Rooney would have stood up.
Oh, there's a solid right hand landed by Arguello.
Rooney's hurt.
Back on his heels.
He's hurt.
Another
punches by Arguello. That right hand is as straight as an arrow.
Rooney's starting to wear down now. And again, Arguello goes to the body, brings him up.
Another big right hand that wobbled Rooney.
He brings him back up. Body shots, and then he comes over with the right hand.
Rooney makes no attempt at all to go side to side or move out of the range. He's trying to outpunch Arguello, and he's no big puncher. But he's a tough kid.
He has been shaken twice, has not gone down. We're in the second round. But Arguello has hardly missed a punch he has thrown. He's been deadly accurate. Rooney staying there with him, as Gil Clancy and Ray Leonard pointing out. He's really an easy target at this point.
Well, again, you'll see Arguello go back to the body because he knows really well that's what hurts Rooney and sets him up.
Arguello's been able to block almost everything Rooney has thrown in this round. Rooney got through a couple of shots in the first round, but I don't recall one landing here in the second.
Tim, any aspiring amateur fighter should really watch Arguello, the way he throws that right hand. He drops it right at the other fella's chest, and it hits him on the chin. Comes in straight as an arrow.
A minute to go, round two. Right hand lead by Rooney got through. Rooney gamely holding his ground and trying to punch back, but he's taken the shots, and Arguello's been blocking most of his.
Arguello drops one right hand on the chin and brings it right back down underneath. There it was underneath again.
Under 30 seconds to go in the second round, scheduled for 10.
Well, we mentioned would Arguello have the same punching power as a 140-pounder. So far, he's landed some big bombs, and Rooney's still standing.
Final seconds of the second round. Oh, big right hand, and down goes Rooney. A tremendous straight right hand by Alexis
beautiful.
Arguello, dropping Rooney right above our broadcast position. He will not get up. It is all over.
Let me know in the comments which knockout was the one that did it for you. And when I mean that did it for you, the one that made you like the video and hype this video up.
Arguello worked the body of Rooney, weakened his man, set him up, brought his chin up. The overhand right did the damage.
Arguello is still anxiously overlooking Rooney. The doctor is in there, Frank Doggett and his staff, and now Rooney struggling to get up. And the doctor's just saying, relax, we've got everything under control here, but Rooney is sitting up. And finally, Alexis has gone to his corner to be attended to by his handlers, but he was concerned. A big right-hand shot that dropped Cooney right on the seat of his pants.
Tim, I think this should dispel any fears that Arguello would not be a hard puncher at 140 pounds. Anybody he hits with that right hand at 140 pounds is going to go. I don't care who they are.
Let's go back into the action in round number 2. And, gentlemen, let's see if we can pick up the... Oh, wow, we didn't have much to pick up. It was just a perfectly executed right hand, Ray.
Oh, beautiful right hand, set up by body shots, which weakened Rooney. And here we have another shot of the knockdown or knockout as Arguello. He's slipping punches, the left jab, followed by an overhand right. That was a beautiful punch.
Absolutely a classical 1-2 by the champion Arguello. Fighting his first fight at 140 pounds. There is Kevin Rooney, and he is all right. So he has had his day with the great Alexis Arguello. He said, I know I'm in with the master. When I beat him, then I'll be the master. He really thought he had an opportunity against Arguello today, but obviously he ran into one of the great boxers in the business today.
We peek into round 2 in this welterweight unification match. Curry and Milt McCrory. Curry spent most of round 1 trying to work the body. He goes right back again downstairs. Now this time, it's a warning from referee Mills Lane for low blows. McCrory pecking away with the jab, trying to keep Curry at bay. Another punch a little bit low from Donald. And again, the left hook strays below the border. Curry's a terrific body puncher, and he's showing it. There's that left hook. Donald has found a home for that punch. Curry, the WBA welterweight champion, and McCrory has a WBC title, and each man wants the other's crown. Good right hand by Curry. He is finding the range. McCrory still using the jab as a rangefinder, would like to land the right. There's one that gets into Curry. Donald with that left to the body. Left hook, McCrory is down. What a left hook by Donald Curry. He is struggling. Will he get up? Yes. Milt McCrory in all kinds of trouble. Mills Lane says it'll go on, and there's a right hand. Down again is Milt McCrory for the second time in this round. He is glassy-eyed.
7, 8, 9.
He won't make it. It's over. Donald Curry has won by a knockout. And he has unified the welterweight crown at the expense of that man, Milt McCrory. What a right hand Curry finished him off with. The young man from Fort Worth, Texas, just dominated McCrory in the second round. And you can see the results as they administer to McCrory on the mat. The power of Donald Curry, impressive here. We'll take a look at it. The left hook seemed to come from nowhere, and yet he had set it up earlier with left hooks to the body and the head, and you get a good look at it. McCrory drops his right, and that left hook comes in flush. McCrory got up, but was really in no condition to continue. They gave him another shot, and Donald Curry came in with a booming right hand. And that closed out Milt McCrory in this bout. And McCrory, you see him glassy-eyed there. They're still administering to him on the mat.
Now, be honest, do you think the ref should have stopped there? Because I think he should have. I don't think he should have got a second chance.
Curry may be the best fighter pound for pound in boxing today. As we get ready for round 5, Donald Curry and Mike McCollum have waged what has been an interesting match, with Curry doing some fine boxing and perhaps surprising the body snatcher. Curry using the jab as a means to find McCollum, and has been doing his own body work, even though that's McCallum's trademark. A little swelling around the left eye of Donald Curry. Again, there's the hook downstairs and the right by Curry. He has been quicker to the punch than McCollum. In front of what has basically been a pro-Curry crowd here at Caesars Palace. Again, the right by Donald Curry, showing the hand speed that has been a problem for McCollum so far in this bout. Since moving up to this division, Curry has really been very quick with his left. Oh, left hand by McCollum from nowhere.
That was clean. That was
Curry
clean.
is flat on his back.
5, 6, 7,
He does not look like he's getting up.
9, 10.
He won't. Richard Steele counts him out in front of a shocked crowd here at Caesars Palace. Mike McCollum looking for all the world like he was being outboxed, and he was. Gets a knockout here in the 5th. Lou Duva, his manager, is in hysteria over there. What a turnabout. Mike McCollum nailing this man, Donald Curry, and they are concerned.
See, this is why I love boxing so much. It has nothing to do with race. It's about skill, technique, and error. That's it.
Some advice to minister to Curry, and for this man, Mike McCollum, he not only retains his crown, he does it in shocking fashion. He and Georgie Benton and Shelley Finkel, that's a happy corner for Mike McCollum, and why not? We'll see how it happened. Curry almost lands his own left hook, and here comes the big left from Mike McCollum. Curry just dropped his right hand, plain and simple. Boy, from any angle, it looks just as devastating. And I think, as you see there, Curry hit his head as he went down, and that may have caused as much problem as the punch. This crowd's still silent. I don't think anyone expected that. That hook landed as well as any left hook that Mike McCollum has ever thrown. And it looks like with that one punch, McCollum has derailed the comeback of Donald Curry. It looked like he was all the way back after that loss to Lloyd Hunnigan, but it doesn't look like it now. Mike McCollum is still the champ.
Knocking out an opponent can help transform a fighter into a star. Christen a professional career. Fulfill great expectations. Or revitalize a career. But one must be ready to seize the moment.
He starts dropping that left hand here, Mike. That's your cue. Snap that hook right. He starts Mike. He starts slapping, dropping that left hand down in here, and use that hook right over the top. Okay? Look, you're stepping back, bring him up. Your head's already out of the way. You step back on the back leg, bring him up, hook behind it. Let him walk into the uppercuts. Use the jab more. Let him walk into the jab. As he's pushing you back, Mike, let him walk into the jab. Okay. Then after that jab, boom, drop that left hand up.
Nice, but you ain't punching from it. Okay? You gotta be punching from it. Come on, you're letting him do what he wants to do, and that ain't no good. You got to cut him off, and when you get close enough, punch.
It's Milt Bailey in the corner with Curtis Parker. They were calling for the uppercut from Michael Nunn.
Well, that was good strategy, and Milton Bailey worked against me many a time, Al, when I was training and managing fighters, and he's a real experienced pro. There goes Parker lunging again.
It's hard not to against Nunn. We're moving to the second round. The speed of Nunn, I think he's unquestionably the fastest of the middleweights.
Oh, there's no question about that.
And that's what Parker is resorting to. Michael Nunn, while he's quick and he's a dandy, I'll tell you what, don't question his toughness, and you saw that there.
Oh, he can get rough in a fight, no question about that.
And there you see he hits Parker a little low, and there's a left hand that may have stunned Parker. He hurt him with the left. So Michael Nunn, shades of the Knox fight, gets down, and I mean he's down. Oh, there's the uppercut. There it was. We talked about it at the beginning. The uppercut would be a key punch. It was, and it has done in Curtis Parker, I believe. Yes. Michael Nunn, with a second-round knockout, defends his NABF crown and ensures himself a shot at Frank Tate.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a very impressive performance. And you and the corner both deserve a lot of credit. I mean, you called the uppercut before it took place, and they told him to use that uppercut in the corner. Joe Goosen said, let him walk into that uppercut. And boy, did he.
Listen to his corner for sure, and boy, it worked. And he's got a good uppercut. A happy trio in there. Bob Surkine, Dan Goosen, Bob, an amateur official. And to show you the force of that punch, Curtis Parker is still down. And what it did was also develop a nasty cut, that punch, over his left eye. And we certainly hope Curtis Parker is going to be okay.
Well, I have Dr. Romeo and Dr. Flippomansky, two of the best in the business, taking care of him.
And Michael Nunn, serious about his business, and they say he can't punch, but he did tonight.
I'd like somebody to tell that to Curtis Parker or Darnell Knox.
That's for sure. And these are two guys that are not easily knocked out. John Mugabi knocked out Parker, but there's no question about his power punching.
All right, here we see some of the action from before the knockout when things got very rough. There's Cutie Michael Nunn pulling Parker by the back of the head, and they're all tangled up. And Padilla almost got KO'd himself that time by a left hook from Parker. And here they are back at it again. And there was a head from Parker. They're wrestling. And a low blow by Michael Nunn. This was a rough fight. Everybody says that Michael Nunn's a cutie. All he likes to do is box. But he's getting to be a brawler, and he's starting to like it when he does that. He's letting it all hang out. He's wide open there, throwing punches. And there's that uppercut. A beautiful, perfectly timed punch. And that was... Let's take it from another angle now. There's Michael Nunn throwing wide punches. There, wide open. And there is that uppercut from another angle. Just one good solid punch right on the point of the chin. Looked like Parker was hurt with that one punch. Looked to me like a glancing blow, and then he comes charging out like a little billy goat. Wide right, wide left hand by Michael Nunn, and there's the uppercut. Step back, let him walk into it. Just exactly the way Joe Goosen told him it was going to happen in the corner. Now let's go up to Chuck Hull in the center of the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time, 58 seconds of the second round. The winner by a knockout and still NABF middleweight champion, Michael, second to none.
The big question about this fight seems to be who will come forward first. Looks like it's Nunn. Both men like to box and move backwards and side to side and play a chess game. Neither man likes to come forward. Kalambay trying to jab to the body. He's a counterpuncher, excellent counterpuncher. He's great at slipping punches. He showed you that there. Nunn with terrific hand speed, as does Kalambay. Some expect a chess match. There you see the Nunn uppercut. Sugar Ray Leonard alluded to that in the highlight piece before the fight. That could be a key, and I would agree. The Nunn jab continues to flick out against Kalambay. Kalambay is by nature... Oh, my! A left hand sends Kalambay down! A shocking turn of events in the first round. Sambu Kalambay is out on the mat. I doubt if this one will continue. It's over! Michael Nunn has shocked the world! A left hand sent Sambu Kalambay down, and he was out. Forget the labels of this man as a boxer and a fancy Dan. He nailed Kalambay. Michael Nunn has his 23rd knockout as a professional, his 33rd win. And let there be no mistake, this guy is the boss in the middleweight division. Sambu Kalambay is up and just barely. He was hit with a thunderous left hand. Michael Nunn being paid tribute to by his fans, many of whom came here from the West Coast. He knows where the camera is. Well, we will look at it. Sambu Kalambay shocked with this left hand by Michael Nunn. Certainly no one expected this easy a win for Michael Nunn. A straight left hand, and Sambu Kalambay is history. You'll see it from another angle. Nunn just wailed away with the straight left hand. Kalambay's right wasn't all that low, but Nunn got in with it. A reminder that Sambu Kalambay, he's not an easy man to get out of there. He has never been knocked out to this point as a professional. This is a first, ladies and gentlemen. And he came in here on a roll. Michael Nunn defending his IBF middleweight championship in shocking fashion. Atlantic City Convention Center. We head into round 3. Ray Mercer on the right, the taller man, against Jesse McGee. It's a heavyweight match. Mercer, of course, the Olympic gold medalist. And McGee comes in here 6-2.
There went McGee's mouthpiece.
And he's taking a walloping in this round from Mercer. Big right.
Did he get nailed? Did he get nailed?
It could end in this round.
It's over now. It's over, Al. It's over.
The power of Ray Mercer has surfaced. There will be no count. Jesse McGee was pulverized. And we hope he will be all right.
Stay cool. Stay down.
If there are still things for Ray Mercer to learn, how to punch hard is not one of them.
No, that's absolutely correct. He's a God-given puncher, but he showed me that he has a lot to learn tonight, Al.
He turned it up a notch in that third round, I think, understanding that it wasn't turning out to be the kind of performance he wanted. When he went after McGee, he was able to get him out.
Oh, there's no question about that. You know, he had a real tough guy in there, too. This McGee is a little, they call him the tank. He is a tank. And I'm going to call Joe Walton. They could use a nose tackle like him. He's a tough guy.
I think you got a good point. McGee, a short, stocky guy who wasn't the easiest of targets for Ray Mercer. But once Ray Mercer did get to him, boy, he landed. Here's some right hands.
Let's take a look. You said that the right hand was Mercer's big punch. And there's one right there. Let's take a look. There's another one. Then the right hand uppercut. It's all one hand. And there's the big one. That was the one to put him to sleep.
And that's the one
more. Oh.
And, you know, Tony Orlando was trying desperately to get in there to prevent that last punch from landing. And I don't really fault Tony Orlando. He got in there pretty quickly. Mercer just teed him up and hit him really fast. Hall's been using most of the ring, trying to stay away from Maynard. And Andrew has been looking to unload. Maynard, of course, showed the great power in winning the Olympic gold medal. Oh, my, there it is again. That right hand came from an awkward position, but it knocked Butch Hall down, and he's not getting up. Butch Hall dropped his left hand, and Andrew Maynard.
It's crazy. I blinked, and he was out.
The power of Maynard really evident here because Butch Hall knocked out really with one punch. There may have been something following it, but it was the right hand that really hurt him. We'll take a look again. Low left hand, a freight train right by Andrew Maynard. The left hand was academic. Butch Hall was in all kinds of trouble after that right hand. You'll see how low the left is. He dropped it right after the jab, and Andrew Maynard took advantage of it. Wow. And Maynard remains undefeated. What a prospect.
A minute to go in the second round. Good hook there from Ramos at the end of that exchange as the right was ripped in by Randall. He bangs and down goes Randall suddenly as Ramos with both hands decks Frankie Randall. Favorite coming in here, and I'm not sure he's going to get out. He is not. This one is going to be all over, I believe. He's nowhere close to being on his feet. He got leveled with lightning fury with less than 30 seconds to go.
And just like that, the #1 contender in the world is no longer the #1 contender. And Primo Ramos, I talked about his right hand. Well, obviously, he brought a good left hook with him here tonight. What an impressive win for him.
And a major, major surprise. You talk about the #1 ranking. Randall is like the king for a day because he didn't have that #1 very long, and he won't have it now. But what a magnificent win for Primo Ramos, who we saw and talked about working so hard to the body. And finally, when he wore his man down, he connected with a vicious combination.
We'll get a chance to look at it. Now, he had Randall a little bit hurt, but then landed that terrific left hook.
That did it.
And that sent him down. But I'm convinced that one of those shots before then had stunned Randall a little bit, because Frankie would not normally have been hit with a punch like that. But what a fine effort by Primo Ramos.
Yeah, the left hook, the finishing blow. Oh, Berbick is all ready to go now. He's way off his stool.
He is, and Ungerman has him going now. John is breathing hard.
Yeah.
Breathing very hard.
Look at Berbick. He's up. He's ready to go.
Did the bell sound? The bell apparently sounded now.
Berbick is saying the bell should have sounded. Look at this. Trouble. Tate is down right above us. I don't think he can beat the count. I don't think he can hear the count. He's down on his
It's the first time I've seen someone running in the ring.
He cannot get up. He's out. He is out. Big John Tate is out right above us. And he cannot get up. Cannot get up.
Bertie, look at his face. Bertie, is he all right? Take a look at him, Bertie.
He's all right. He is all right, but he's dazed. He doesn't know who's that. Ace Miller is handling him. They're all right. He cannot move himself. Let him lay still. Let him lay for a minute.
Bertie Pacheco, the ever smart physician at ringside, has told them not to move John, to let him go until he can get his bearings. He caught him with a right hand and just took him out in the 9th round.
John,
unbelievable.
John is now just shaking his head. John just knows where he's at. Are you all right, John? John is getting up. He's nodding. The other fighter comes to help him up.
Did I give you know 22 seconds of the 9th round? The maker, the winner, Trevor Berbick.
And there is the shot of all shots. We're going to see a replay of that.
Take a look at it. All right, here we go. He came charging out at him and caught him. There's the punch that gets right hand high on the head.
Well, he took him right out. And there's another right. It's a combination of punches. Watch as he catches him a right hand. Now he's on the way down, and a right to the back of the head. And he's chasing him, and a left and a right to the back of the head. He's almost chased him all over the ring, punching him on the back of the head. Watch another replay. Let's look at another angle. Right hand high on the head. Left, which missed. Left. A right. Now that one landed very well. John's in trouble. Now he's running. A right hand, a left, a right hand, and he goes down.
Have you ever seen anything like that? A man running away from another man, and Berbick has killer instinct. Look at him.
He hit him in the back of the head. Now watch this again for the 4th time. Watch the series of punches which puts him down. Frankly, that one did it. I do not believe. Now he's out. He's going down. If he'd have left him alone, he'd have gone down.
He caught him with a right hand and just took him out in the 9th round.
John,
unbelievable.
The killer instinct. It's what separates the champions from the ordinary fighters. When men such as these are on the brink of victory, they know what to do.
Round number 14, Ray Mancini fairly leapt off his stool, perhaps trying to show the comp champion that he is feeling better, stronger, more alert. We'll find out. This is round 14. 3 consecutive big rounds for Arguello, including the big right hand at the end of round 12.
What a beautiful fight Mancini has put up thus far. You have to give him credit for that.
No question about that. He's given everything as everybody expected he would. but he is still in some trouble here in round 14. Gilly, you got to believe that if the big one punch comes, it's more likely to come from the champion than from Mancini. So it's truly uphill now for Mancini.
Well, Tim, we had mentioned that earlier. You could be outpointing a guy like Arguello, and once you go punch to punch with him, all of a sudden he hits you with that big one that turns everything around, and that's just what happened in the fight. Ray is still bouncing on his legs, Tim, but as you said, he has no snap in his punches anymore.
Does look a little more alert, a little more bright-eyed this round than he did in round 13.
Tim, he is some kid.
He took 2 more good punches from the champion. Sean?
What a guy. He just threw a good combination and backed the champion up temporarily.
You know, Sean, he may not walk out of the ring with the championship of the world, but he's sure a champion as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. He's won my heart in this fight.
Well, I think at age 20, everybody expected win or lose or draw that he'd be back for 20 or more on the lightweight ranks. We're not writing him off yet, of course. It's only round 14. Anything can happen. But it appears that the champion has turned the tide from about the midway point. In this fight, he landed
He's hurt again, Jim. He's hurt badly this time.
Down he goes. Right hand sent him down, but it was 2 strong lefts, and that's it. Tony Perez says that's enough.
Rightly so, Tim. He was hurt badly. There's no sense letting it go on any further. He could no longer win the fight.
Tony Perez stepping in to prevent any further damage. 2 big left hooks and then a following right hand. And Alexis Arguello has successfully defended his crown.
Here's another look at that knockdown by Arguello. He shot the left hook, then he came back with another right hand. And then I believe another left hook. There it was. And from the first punch that Ray Mancini got hit with, he was out.
Well, here he goes. Look at him drop that right hand underneath to set up the left hook. Now Ray doesn't know where he is at all and just got hit with 2 more punches.
He's a complete fighter. He let Mancini take control in the first round, let Mancini get excited, let Mancini get hyper about winning the title. Let him get out in front. There's that right hand.
The winner, and still the WBC lightweight champion, Alexei Arguello.
You got to punch back. Win these 2 last rounds. 6 minutes. You can fight for 6 minutes. We go all day in the gym. We go all day in the gym, all right?
We're headed into the 14th round of what has been an unbelievable battle for Aaron Pryor's junior welterweight crown. Alexis Arguello seeking his 4th world title. And boy, in the last round, it looked for all the world like he hit Aaron Pryor with the knockout punch of the century, and it didn't even move Pryor. What a right hand he nailed Pryor with. But Aaron is right there, as you can see, doing what he's done throughout this fight, throwing great combinations. Good left hand by Pryor. Pryor has been so quick with his punches. People doubted his defense for this match. Would he be able to sustain against the power of Arguello? He's done it. Good jab again by Pryor. What punch hasn't he thrown in this fight? Good combinations. Right hand staggers Arguello. He is hurt against the ropes, and Pryor just teeing off on him. And Pryor is a terrific finisher. Arguello in all kinds of trouble. Finally, Stanley Christodoulou steps in. Well, Aaron Pryor said it at the beginning, and it is hawk time. Alexis Arguello slumping against the ropes and finally down. A barrage of punches from this man. That last combination had to be an 8 or 9 punch combination. And boy, just about all of them landed. Alexis Arguello took a pounding here in the 14th round, as he did throughout a lot of this bout, from Aaron Pryor. And for Pryor, a sweet win. Bedeviling some of the experts, he felt that he might not be up to the task. And for Alexis Arguello, as you look at him,
I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought this fight was gonna end differently and everything, but you can tell that he was dazed long before the ref stopped it. He should have stopped it a long time ago.
and for Aaron Pryor, well, the Hawk has his day here in Miami.
Thank you very much.
Duran just keeps pushing forward, banging both the body and the head, and Davey Moore is reeling here in the 7th. Duran pounding away against the ropes. Davey on wobbly legs. Trying to survive this 7th round. What a beating Duran has given him. Good right underneath by Duran. A right hand sends him down. For the first time in this bout, Davey Moore has hit the canvas. He's up at 8, with only seconds remaining here in the 7th. The left eye of Davey Moore is all but shut. And look at Duran lacing him with the gloves as round 7 comes to a finish. Look at Duran, he goes to the wrong corner. Now they send him to the right corner. Davey Moore absorbed an unbelievable beating in the 7th round. The hands of stone is back. Boy, this crowd at Madison Square Garden loves it.
Hey, I know, but you was going to sleep in there. Davey, you all right?
Davey Moore got into all kinds of trouble toward the end of the 7th. This is the right hand that put him down. You see the left eye, it is just swollen. That came from, of course, that thumb earlier in the bout from Duran. What a solid right hand. Duran has been landing the right repeatedly, but that might have been his best in the bout. Well, this is Davey Moore's hometown. You'd never know it. This crowd is solidly behind Roberto Duran. Has been from the start. We're into the 8th. Davey Moore struggling to survive. Again, Duran lacing him with the gloves. Duran stepping up to try and win the junior middleweight crown, and so far he's doing a great job of it. Moore fighting back, but he has been hard-pressed to land. Look at Duran go to the body. The hook hurts Moore. Davey Moore is hurt again. He is just fighting on guts. But boy, that right eye is so swollen and swollen. It became swollen in about the 3rd or 4th round. He has not been able to see those left hooks from Duran. Right. Davey Moore looks beaten. Oh, big right again. Moore is just taking a pounding. The referee just won't step in and stop him. Big body shots by Duran. Moore's junior middleweight crown looks like it's slipping right now. He is just getting nailed with everything Duran throws, both the body and the head. What a clinic by Duran. Right hand inside, a good short right hand. Moore has nothing left. This is one of the worst beatings I have ever seen anybody take. Unbelievable. The right eye, he can't even see out of that eye. Right hand. Duran is just nailing him with everything. Moore is totally beaten. Finally, there's the referee. He says enough is enough. And Roberto Duran has made it back and won his 3rd world title. This time, he's the junior middleweight champ.
Doing good. Listen, keep that jab in his face and keep doubling it up. You keep him on the back step, you hear me? And don't forget his body. All right. You're looking good. You won that round. Keep winning the round.
The voice of Jesse Reed. Canizales heading out for the 7th round.
Well, Jesse told Gabby Canizales to keep using the jab and keep winning the rounds. And I hate to disagree with my good friend Jesse Reed, but I'd be telling my fighter to start using those bombs, start going to hooks, and try to get him out of there.
Well, you mentioned that the cut medicine may take more effect as it goes on. Do you think he's just trying to buy some time? Or?
Well, no, I think that that's his strategy. Now, he's way ahead in the fight. I guess he figures he got it in the bank. But I'd be a little more concerned about that cut, because 1 or 2 more punches on the cut, they can bust wide open.
Also, a reminder, this is only the 7th round. Now, it's scheduled for 15. Now, certainly 2 of those rounds were 2-point rounds for Canizales, so he is probably way ahead, but as Gil said, that cut could stop things prematurely. shots here. Landing the jab, still not throwing much behind it, however.
And still standing dead still. And now they've turned Canizales into a boxer, Al. And he was very effective when he was just walking in and throwing those combinations. And as you pointed out earlier, he might even be able to out-jab Sandoval.
Keep working that jab, Gabby. Keep sticking it. Keep sticking it.
Both fighters using their jab and not much else in this round. And Canizales' combinations have become fewer as this fight has gone on.
He may be getting a little tired, Al.
He set a torrid pace over the first 5 rounds.
Yes, he did. But a well-trained fighter should get his second win. Then he has another advantage. They're fighting outdoors. And I've always found that a fight outdoors, a guy can go an extra 3 or 4 rounds because he gets a lot more oxygen.
There goes Sandoval from a right hand from nowhere. He is really hurt. Richie Sandoval hurt again.
Al, if he survives this, it's going to be a miracle because he was really hurt.
For all the world, it looked like it would end in the 5th. Now we're in the 7th. He's been down again. A jab sends him down.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Remember, Al, 3 knockdowns and the fight is over.
The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. One more, and Richie Sandoval, his history and his title is gone. He's down. That's it. Gabby Canizales, the youngster, the 28-year-old from Laredo, Texas, has done it on his 2nd try. Richie Sandoval still on the canvas, and they will minister to him quickly. A happy Gabby Canizales. He gets the title on his 2nd try.
Don't worry about the cut, man. You had him going, man. Don't worry about the cut. Just got to keep pumping like that, man. Got to keep pumping.
What a shock that that man initiated this war right from the beginning. And you know what? I thought he would do well as a righty. He has done better as a southpaw, and he may stay at that.
Again, Stewart telling Hearns to box. As you say, though, Hagler turning it into a street fight.
Well, he turns righty. He wants it to be a street fight. Listen, Marvin Hagler has been rough inside. He's thrown some low blows. He has thrown some elbows.
Don't push.
But you know what? Now the right is getting there, but it's not hurting Hagler. We've got our answer, I think, to some extent. Tommy has been hard-pressed to hurt him with that right. Stunned him early, but not in the last round or 2.
Very early. Had him stunned, has him cut. But it was Hagler doing the damage in round 2.
And now, just as we thought might happen, Tommy Hearns was hurt early, so he is boxing. Now, he has good boxing skills. He did this against Sugar Ray. Can Hagler get to him in this posture?
Some people thought, as he again becomes off balance, some thought that if Hearns stayed outside and stayed on his bicycle, it would become a dull fight with Marvin chasing him.
But Marvin has been able to corner him, and when Marvin gets him in the corner, he is roughhousing him well.
Again, Hagler is all bloodied. Time is called by Richard Steele to send Hagler over to the ring doctor. He's calling the ring doctor in.
I believe I have this fight already. If I do, I'll make sure I tag it to this video.
Back comes Hagler with a wild left hand. It has to be impeding his vision with the right eye. You never know it, though. Tremendous right. Hearns appears rubbery. He appeared that way in the 2nd round.
You know, Richard Steele is breaking these fighters very quickly. That's uncharacteristic of him. It's hurting Hagler because he wants to work inside. Hearns is smiling, but he's taking shots.
Another right hand. Hearns turns his back, takes another right. Hearns in deep trouble again. Hearns is down. Hearns is down in the 3rd round and on his back. And he's not going to beat the count. I don't believe. Tommy Hearns tries to get up, and
They've got to stop this fight.
Does he get up? He just doesn't know. He can't continue. It's Hagler, full of blood. Blood, no doubt, impeding his vision, stopping him in the 3rd round after Hearns almost ended it on a 1st-round knockout. It didn't go very far, but it was a beauty.
And Tommy Hearns predicted a knockout in the 3rd. Instead, it is Marvin Hagler, and we certainly hope Tommy Hearns will be all right. He is still wobbly. What a shot. Instead of Hearns initiating wild early action, it is this man.
Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So close being knocked out in the first round. Withstood the barrage. You'd have to figure he lost round 1, came back round 2, despite the deep cut time call by Richard Steele in round 3. Ring doctor observes, comes back, knocks him out in round 3. So it's Marvelous Marvin Hagler, 61, 2-2. Another look as we watch it at the end. Hagler with that right hand, that lunging right hand. Hearns turning his back on him, and then you'll see Hagler come in and deliver a right to the side of the head. Hearns backing off again, taking the right hand. Legs gone at that point. Down on his back, got up at the count of 10. That was the end of it. Different angle. Hearns, whose legs became rubbery in the second round, having trouble with his balance in round 3. Turning his back. Another right hand from Hagler, but at this point, the damage had been done. Finishing right there, but Hearns was on his way down anyway. Only disappointment is that it didn't go longer. What a 3 rounds. Different angle again now. Right hand from Hagler. And Hearns at that point finished. Off balance and stumbling. And so the man from Brockton, Massachusetts may finally get the respect that he feels he deserves. And acclaim as one of the greatest middleweights in history. Doing nothing to dispute that tonight. Shaking off some thunderous blows in round 1. Withstanding the barrage. Suffering the cut. Coming back strong in round 2. Finishing them in round 3. Hearns right above us in the corner. Tommy still shaking. Tommy on his stool. And Tommy, of course, very disappointed and frustrated as Marvin Hagler, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, the legal name, retains the undisputed middleweight title.
2 rounds to go. 2 rounds? You can always do 2 rounds, John. So you've got to make the word. 6 minutes. Come on, John. Be my baby. Roll your head. Push him back. Push him. Now, John, don't mean push him back.
Well, John Mugabi certainly got lots of encouragement from Mickey Duck, George Francis, and even Father Tony.
Now, Jim, they made Father Tony the lead. They said, if you won't listen to me, listen to the father.
I think it's just a matter of Mugabi being tired. He's never been to the 11th round ever in his life. He's never taken this kind of punishment at all.
Well, he's really tired now. Well, that's the key. The key is the punishment. That's why he's tired. And Hagler keeps the heat on. Uppercut inside by the challenger.
Tim, as I said earlier, he'll be dangerous while he's falling down.
And Marvin is doing a job on him now, Tim. Just taking him apart with short little punches. Wings 2 over the top just for good measure, and he's got him hurt. He's got him hurt. Mugabi finally goes down.
You have to admit, Marvin Hagler has some power. May he rest in peace.
He's more dead tired than anything else, and it's all over. He's just exhausted from the continual assault. Marvelous Marvin Hagler retains his undisputed middleweight championship of the world with an 11th round knockout over John Mugabi.
Okay, now get out and box him a little bit more.
Okay.
You're not putting nothing in front of him. You're going to run yourself out of gas because he's going too damn fast.
Well, the astute Emmanuel Stewart, one of the great trainers in this sport, came up with exactly the right line there. He said, you've got to pace yourself better, box a little more, you're going to run out of gas at this pace. And we noted when Hearns came back, he was breathing heavily.
Well, Roldan is so awkward, he'd throw him from anywhere. He just throws the punches from anywhere. You got to watch Roldan's uppercut. Hearns is trying to fake now. He's trying to put the right hand together. Nice.
Big, let it go. Arnold him. He's in trouble. Roldan trying to find the target. Good bombing and weaving by Hearns.
Hearns is hurt.
And he's grabbing Roldan. His legs are still wobbling.
You can't move away from Roldan quick enough.
You've got to move into Roldan. As strange as it may seem, as strong as this guy is, if you wait for him, he's going to nail you.
See, now Tommy's fighting a fighter now. That's the difference from the caliber that he fought when he won the title in light heavy. Roldan's keeping his head down now and punching. Tommy's doing the wrong thing by hanging on the ropes. Roldan almost stopped.
His hands are totally down, Roldan.
There he goes. Big right hand by Hearns.
Roldan is a totally open target standing there, and Hearns tried to take him out with that big bomb.
Tim, he couldn't have hit him harder. He caught him coming in, and Roldan did not go. That could be significant because he nailed him with his best shot. There was that shot to the body. That's what Hearns should do. A couple of left hooks.
Sorry, I'm bobbing and weaving over here.
Roldan just invites you to hit him. Now he's got his hands up.
They both look fatigued, a little tired in there.
Yes, they do. That's the shot.
Hearns is trying to throw the uppercut in the right hand.
Landed the right hand. Down goes Roldan.
Left hooks to the body would set that up.
He's not going to get up. This one is over.
If the will to win is strong enough, a fighter might turn certain defeat into victory. He must refuse to lose and must be able to summon his knockout punch.
We're heading into the 8th. There's Marvin Johnson, who early in this bout thrilled his hometown crowd here in Indianapolis with a barrage of punches. But in the last few rounds, it's been Matthew Franklin who's been on the attack. Franklin landing that right hand as he has in the last 3 or 4 rounds. Franklin is cut over both eyes. He has got blood streaming down his face. Good left hand and an uppercut by Johnson. That uppercut has been a big weapon in this bout. Another left hand. It's been a war since the opening bell. Franklin trying to come back and do what he did once before. That is beat Marvin Johnson. But this time it's for Johnson's light heavyweight championship. And Franklin wants it. Look at him go after Marvin Johnson. Toe-to-toe, and Franklin feeling urgency because of those cuts. Johnson getting nailed with big shots. Good hook by Franklin. Johnson punching even as he's pushed backwards. Wow. Again, Franklin landing that right. Johnson is tired. Look at Marvin Johnson. He is just weary. Right hand by Franklin. Left to the body, and there goes Johnson. He is down. Look at the face of Matthew Franklin, masked in blood. It's over. They stopped the fight, and Matthew Franklin has come back from literally the brink of defeat to win this one and to become the light heavyweight champion. It's the final round. Mike Weaver comes out for this 15th round in search of a miracle. John Tate, defending his crown here in front of his hometown crowd of Knoxville, Tennessee, has done a paint job on Weaver. The movement, the jab have been constant for Tate.
Mike Weaver, his second shot at a world title, lost to Larry Holmes, and right now he is losing to John Tate. Weaver trying to make something happen there on the inside, and Tate doing a nice job of tying him up. It's been a grueling 15-round fight. Most of the punishment handed out by John Tate. Weaver throwing the right, not much there. Tate just pecking away in a prevent defense, just trying to get through this 15th round and tuck away the decision that he would expect. Weaver with a hook that doesn't do much. This crowd sensing that John is carving out a decision win. Weaver ineffective on the inside. Can't find the punching room he needs. And the man they call Hercules is looking frustrated right now. Gets in a left hook. So John Tate literally, oh, left hand. Tate looks hurt, he's down. John Tate is down, face first on the mat. He looks like he's out completely. Unbelievable. John Tate is out on the mat. So's Mike Weaver. In hysteria, he just fell down. Wow. Mike Weaver provides an unbelievable turnaround. I mean, he was out of this fight. He had taken all kinds of punishment from John Tate. Tate had been winning handily going into this last round. And there you look at Weaver, who wins a world title on one punch. And I'll tell you what, this crowd here in Tennessee is still in a state of shock. And John Tate, they're just about bringing him around now. I mean, he was out cold. Apparently fatigue playing a big role there, and Tate obviously more tired in this last round than we imagined. You'll get a chance to look at it. It is a short left hook. Weaver working the body, pushes Tate off. Look at this left hook. A compact, perfect punch to the jaw. Tate was already out before he hit the mat and then fell face first to the mat. That's as perfect a left hook as Mike Weaver can throw. And it couldn't have come at a better time for him or a worse time for this young man who relinquishes that heavyweight crown. What a disappointment.
We're ready to go with the referee, Richard Green of Las Vegas. The scoring by 3 judges at ringside. Chuck Minker, Dwayne Ford, and Lou Tabbitt, all from Las Vegas. WBA rules on the 10-point scoring system. Mancini in red trunks. The champion, Frias, in black trunks.
Tim, Alexis Arguello said that the only chance that Frias has is to box Mancini. We know that's not his style. Let's see if he does try to change the box. It doesn't look like it from now.
Good left hand by Frias. Staggered Mancini. Mancini getting his balance back, and now comes back with a two-fisted attack. And while we watched Frias practice boxing all week in training, we had the feeling he'd be out there in his club style once the bell went, and that's what's happened. A slugfest in the opening round. And the best punches so far landed by the champion, Frias.
He certainly hurt Ray with that early punch, Tim. He shook him up pretty good.
Lands a good solid left jab, but Mancini staying right there with him.
In this fight, Tim, I believe Frias is going to use that right hand as much as possible. He's going to overwork the right hand. We watched him in training. He was throwing it nice and straight.
He did work on boxing. He did work on defense along the ropes, but he has had no occasion to use it early on here. He's just been right out there, as he said, 2 pit bulls would be the way this fight would be. He said they advertised my fight against Espana as the Matador and the Bull. He said today it's just 2 bulls in there. And they are at it. combination to the face of Mancini. There is blood from that cut under the left eye of Frias, the cut he suffered in the title defense against Ernesto España that indeed stopped that fight, with Frias winning on a technical decision because he was ahead on the cards. It took 15 stitches to close that gash. It is under the eye. Gil, what's your opinion of it?
Well, we don't like to see anybody get cut, Tim, but it's not in any place that would endanger his vision. He'll be able to see the blood will not go into his eye. Again, it's of course how much it opens up. If it opens up, look at this. Look at this exchange. Mancini and Frias just battering him right back. Now blood from the nose of Ray Mancini. And remember that likewise, Gil, is not considered a problem with Ray. He bleeds easily from the nose. He lands a big left hook to the face of the champion. And a right hand. And that staggered Frias. Mancini has Frias in trouble. What a war. Down goes Frias. The champion is on the floor.
See that coming. I didn't.
Bicycle now. He better get on his bicycle.
Mancini jumps all over him, and he is in trouble on the ropes. Ray Mancini has the champion Frias in more trouble. It's target practice for Mancini. Throwing those non-stop punches he's famous for. Frias, it is all over as referee Richard Green has stopped the bout. A first-round knockout for Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Round number 11. Terrence Alli in white, the champion Arroyo in gold, and it has been a dandy.
Tim, referee Tony Perez took a point away from Terrence Alli for hitting after the bell. That could be an important point in a fight like this. Now, Tim, we're into round 11. This is what I call a championship distance. Now, all those years I managed Emil Griffith, a lot of fights would be like this after 10. But once the bell rang from the 11th round on, Griffith owned those last 5 rounds. That's what I call a championship distance. Got to be able to go those 15.
Arroyo has been 14, winning the crown from Charlie Choo-Choo Brown. That's the most he's been and the only time he's been that far. Ali's been 12 a couple of times, and that's the farthest he's been. We're into round 11. Oh, there he goes, Tim. Here's a run by Arroyo. Ali is in difficulty. It's all over. He was out on his feet practically.
He's not over. They're going to count. They're going to count.
It's Ali. Ali is up, beating the count. Looked to me like Tony Perez was going to stop it. 2 big shots by the champion. Ali says he's all right, but he can hardly get his hands out. Tony Perez is going to stop it. That's it. 2 big shots in the 11th round, catching challenger Terrence Ali. And he was just practically helpless in the corner. Gamely tried to continue, but had nothing left. Tony Perez stopped it after a couple of more blows. And Harry Arroyo with his 20th knockout in 26 victories. A huge right hand.
Tim, Harry Arroyo started that right hand low, brought it up, and nailed him right on the button. Ali is helpless here now, Tim. Good thing he missed that punch. Just pushed him down.
Only the second time in his career Ali has been stopped. The last time back in November of 1981. Earlier in his career, huge right hand.
Tim, that was a right hand from left field. Arroyo bent his knees, brought it up from the floor.
Then he got 2 freebies, and I really thought that Perez would stop it right here. But Ali got to his feet, tried to continue, but had nothing left. Practically out on his feet.
Well, I'll tell you, Arroyo showed me something in this fight, Tim. I don't know any lightweight in the world that can beat this guy. He's terrific.
Right there.
And here comes Dr. Romeo up in the ring to look at that eye. And Dr. Romeo is a skilled professional. He doesn't panic. He's not going to stop the fight unless it's absolutely necessary.
You got to go in behind the jab and try to get in exchange. You pick the piece outside. You can't block with it. Jab is working good, baby. Slip right hand. Slip right hand? Okay. Jab. Body shots are bothering him too. You have to be catching him and pulling him off back.
And round 3 scheduled for 12. And Barkley comes out, smoking. Hearns retaliates. versus Barkley's brawling style.
He learned this apparently from watching the tapes of Roldan against Hearns. He's getting very low and getting under the jab in the right hand.
Well, it took one big left hook by Roldan, and if he would have landed another one, it would have been a different result. He had Tommy in real bad trouble.
Well, that whipping left by Hearns just missed Barkley's head.
Well, Olajide hurt Barkley and put him down with a left hook. And I'm sure Tommy saw that in the films, but he has not been able to get his own in as much as he'd like.
And the eye is open again. Barkley's left eye is open. Plenty of time left in the round. A little low.
That one straight to the body by Hearns.
Great body shots by Tommy Hearns.
Well, that's the way he was working in the gym, Al. Good jab, set it up, hook to the body. And there it is again.
Emmanuel Stewart within inches to our left, loved it.
Those body shots have hurt Iran Barkley very badly.
The crowd sensing something. Hearns continues to go to the body with a left uppercut.
Barkley's punches have slowed up a great deal.
Keep him downstairs, the words from the Hearns corner.
This is very much, I think, like what Tommy Hearns did to James Shuler, because everything in that fight flowed off the left hook to the body, and that's what's happening tonight.
A right by Barkley, and Hearns is down. A lunging right.
He's not going to get up, Al. He does, it's a miracle.
He's on his knees. He gets up. Just before being counted out, he gets up.
Seems to me it was a long count. I don't know.
Can he survive the third round? Wow. Richard Steele steps in. Hearns goes through the ropes.
What a turnaround.
It's over. Iran Barkley has upset Thomas Hearns here in the third round. And here's the new WBC middleweight champion.
After Hearns
I find this video.
left hooks to the body, Iran was leaning, practically ready to go down, and a right hand did it.
And a punch before that, Al, the two punches that Iran threw before that, no snap, no steam. All of a sudden, there it was. Goes to show you, in boxing, anything can happen.
And who would think that the right hand would be what Barkley would knock him out with? Not even noted as a right-hand puncher. Look at that man.
Look at the way he's busted up.
He's the winner.
We had mentioned that if it goes long, it's better for Hearns because he would bust Barkley up. Better for Barkley to get him out early, and he did.
Gil, this place is just stunned as Iran Barkley has pulled off the upset. Only two other men have done what Iran Barkley has done. Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvelous Marvin Hagler. You can add Iran Barkley to that list. Just a shocking upset by Iran Barkley.
And Tommy still doesn't know where he is, Steve. He's still out.
Oh, did he get rocked by a ferocious right by Barkley?
Well, that's what Barkley was doing. We said he wasn't even looking at his opponent. He was just winging, and he hit lightning in a bottle. Just nailed him.
Hearns just walked right into it.
Let's take a look at that big right hand by Iran. Look at Iran looking at the floor. Now he's got the target. And there it is, just one swinging right hand right on the button. And another one, that's what is known as the coup de grace.
From another angle, Gil.
There it is again. Look at Barkley. Look at the floor. He's up again now. And he just swings. And boy, did he nail him. And look at that second right hand. How Tommy ever got up the first time was a miracle.
On the way down, able to...
Look at those eyes. I mean, he has no idea where he is.
And this is the end of the fight now. Amazing, like you said, Hearns able to get up from that, but now he goes through the ropes.
Well, Richard Steele conceded he's completely helpless and stopped the fight exactly the right time.
Here's the official word, Gil. Michael Buffer in the center of the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The time, 2 minutes, 39 seconds of the third round. The winner by knockout victory and new middleweight champion of the world, Iran, the Blade, Barkley.
Alright, you have to admit that this video came with a lot of excitement. Let me know in the comments which knockout was your favorite knockout. And also, don't forget to hype this video up. But don't forget to like this video, share, watch more videos, and subscribe to the channel.